All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, it pays to be honest. It pays to have clean hands, especially as a leader. But when you have to make deals, when you have to cut deals with many corrupt individuals before you get into office, the events that will follow will overwhelm you. That is exactly what is happening within the APC right now. You know, TINUBU went into several deals with the likes of GANDUJE, El-Rufai, before he got into office. Now, the Kano situation is proving to be overwhelming. If you understand what is happening right now, you will realize that TINUBU's interest lies with the newly enthroned Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, because he believes aligning with Sanusi Lamido will make him popular in Kano. That is for 2027, because he is not popular right now. And this is the problem. Always thinking of how to align with some popular figures, to win favor amongst the people. Why not do the right thing so that the people will like you? Why must you always align with some figures? And as you know, Ganduje's interest lies with this newly dethroned Ado Bayero. That's a massive conflict of interest that will deal the APC a huge blow. It can scatter the party, so it is something TINUBU is trying to manage quietly. But Ganduje, as the APC chairman, has now connived with security forces to send soldiers to Kano to try to force his own man, Ado Bayero, on the throne. Now, the youths of Kano wrote an open letter to TINUBU. They also copied the UN office, and in the letter, they warned TINUBU and the members of his government not to cause conflict in Kano. They said the actions they are taking right now will bring anarchy to this country. Before I show you that warning and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video.
I'm not happy with my president. I'm regretting for voting for my president and for voting for APC. Because this is not what we voted for. We are not voting for, we're not voted for suffering. We voted for peace, tranquility, and for to alleviate poverty. Let me tell you, if he and his planners are giving reduced fuel price, it will reach common man on the street rather than giving it to private sector who are already bellyful. They are going to share this money, no doubt about it. In Milokan, I'm a Yoruba man. I regretted for voting for him because this is not what we bargained for. I'm also a retired director. I'm telling you, a retired director collecting 75,000 naira at federal. You have 5 children or 4 children. How will you cope? Nothing for retirees. We are still suffering. They are telling us that we should manage. The first president said we should pay our percent for 10 years. So until all Nigerians die finish before they can resuscitate us. Let's call spade a spade.
You heard that. And this is the situation all around Nigeria today. He said he voted for TINUBU. I'm sure he's one of those who voted solely on tribal sentiments. That was all they considered. And now he's turning around to complain about the economic situation of the country. And this isn't a new video. This was around 4 months ago. The situation in Nigeria today is much worse than it was when this man said all the things he said in this video. I wish they could find this man now and ask him what he thinks about the present Nigeria. In 3 days' time, this government will be 1 year in office. And we can't even point at anything positive they have done. They can't say they have positively impacted Nigerians in any way. Inflation is at an all-time high. Insecurity is on the increase. Nigerians are being hit with heavy taxes from time to time. And to add insult upon injury, these men are busy calculating and scheming for re-election. Who did this to us in this country? Now, let us look at that open letter written to TINUBU by the youths of Kano State. Look at how the papers reported it. Kano, Northern youths write TINUBU, UN, others warn against anarchy. Amid the ongoing power tussle in the Kano Emirate, the leadership of the Northern Youth Assembly, Majalisa Matasan Arewa, has written an open letter to Bola Tinubu urging him to be wary of some people in his administration planning for anarchy in Kano State. The letter, dated May 25, 2024, and signed by the group's president, Dr. Ali Idris, and its Secretary General, Dr. Garba Abdulhafiz, was copied to the United Nations Office, Abuja European Union Embassy, the Economic Community of West African States, British High Commission, Abuja, among others. The leadership of the Northern Youth Assembly, on behalf of its chapters in the 19 northern states and Abuja, has at the moment found it compelling to draw your attention as a democratically elected president in the country through a constitutionally prescribed process with defined powers and privileges regarding the recent development on Kano Emirate. Sir, as part of the powers provided by the Nigerian Constitution of exercising legislative authority by the state assemblies at the subnational level, is to make laws for the betterment and welfare of their states as well as their citizens, the letter partly read. The Kano State House of Assembly in 2019 exercised such powers by amending the Kano State Emirate Council laws and created 4 additional emirates, and the law was subsequently assented by the then governor, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, and that saw Sanusi Lamido Sanusi removed as emir. However, it stated that the State House of Assembly equally exercised such legislative powers by repealing the same law and dissolved the newly created 4 additional emirates in the state, and the executive governor of Kano State, Abba Yusuf, equally assented to the new repealed law, and that saw Sanusi Lamido Sanusi reinstated. The youth group noted that each of the 2 state assemblies performed their constitutional and legislative functions as they deemed fit and so should stand. The group said the move to forcefully impose the deposed 15th Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, is nothing but a broad daylight encroachment on the constitutional democratic practices, undermining the authorities of the subnational and federating units, and a clear interference in the exercise of their constitutional powers. This ugly development is not only an embarrassment to your government and your personality as someone who has always portrayed himself as a Democrat. Our fear is that your government and its appointees may be seen as people who do not have respect for democratic governance, practices, and constitutional authority. The letter partly read, "We wish to draw your attention at this juncture that Kano has been peaceful, and any attempt to disrupt the peace in the state by heeding to the interest of some few selfish and greedy people against the wishes of over 20 million people of Kano may lead to chaos and anarchy, and is likely to portray your government in the bad light." You heard that. So now what is Tinubu going to do? Is he going to go back on all the agreements he had with Ganduje camp and withdraw the soldiers? Or is he going to risk anarchy in Kano? Ganduje played a huge role in making sure Tinubu emerged, from the APC primaries. As a matter of fact, in ensuring that there was a primary election, because Buhari was trying to just go for consensus candidates. But Ganduje and the likes stood and said, no, there has to be a primaries, because they knew that if there was a primaries, they would manipulate it for Tinubu with the spending of cash and all that. And the whole tribunal and INEC manipulations were done by Ganduje and the likes in Hausa. Now it is time for him to use the military to fight his own, personal cause. And these guys are coming out to say they are going to reign anarchy. What is Tinubu going to do? This is why it is good to have your hands clean. Let the people vote you in so that nobody will be able to hold you to ransom. Now, let us look at how and why Nigerians cursed by Ononuga. Look at how the papers reported it. Tinubu stopped Nigeria from bleeding to death. Ononuga. As Tinubu turns 1 year in office, his special advisor on information and strategy by Ononuga shares his thoughts with Stephen Angbulu on the journey so far and what Nigerians should expect in the next 1 year. He was asked what type of economy did TINUBU meet when he assumed office on May 29, 2023. And Ononuga answered, before TINUBU took over, the government had sold our future by mortgaging our oil to take loans. And oil is our major revenue earner. If you are selling about 40 to 45% of whatever you produce, then you wonder why the inflow from NNPC was drying up. So for years, NNPC was not paying money into the government coffers because we were spending money to take care of the subsidies and so on. It is still affecting us because we've already pledged our oil to collect loans all over the place. So this is the situation that Bola Tinubu met. Things were bad. Nigeria was bleeding, and it was his duty to stop that bleeding. And you begin to wonder, who was the person that brought Buhari upon Nigerians? And after 4 years of Buhari's misbehavior from 2015 to 2019, when Nigerians got up and said, no, this man is a calamity, we have to reject him, did Tinubu still not go around the 36 states of this country to campaign for him? Did they not still manipulate the elections for Buhari to come in? So why are they now speaking as if they were against him, as if they didn't support what he was doing? And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. Oyediran here says, he said, all of you will not die well for lying to us. And this tweet by Philip Tunde said, you guys talk as if the Tinubu government took over from another party. I wonder, did you people not scheme all these things together? And this tweet by Karunwi David says, Awon Agbaya, their interest is just the cookie jar. He said, all for nothing people. All they want is the cooking jar, the treasury. And Abiodun Adedeji says, a doctor with a forged certificate stopped the bleeding of Nigeria. Chai. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away.